This is Vodafone Drive into the Big League Season 2 on ET Now. Three entrepreneurs will battle it out on this track today. The mentors of this exciting journey: Rajiv Karwal, founder and CEO of Milagro Business and Knowledge Solutions, Professor of Strategy, IIM Lucknow, Arun Kumar Jain, Satyanarayanan R, founder and chairman, CL Educate, and Kavita Nair, head of marketing, Vodafone Business Services, will inspire and guide our entrepreneurs to excellence. And the final reward, a logo on the Vodafone McLaren Mercedes car at the most awaited motorsports event of 2012. And to take the show forward, please welcome your host, Gaurav Kapoor.
Hello and welcome to the second edition of Vodafone Drive into the Big League on ET Now. Well, over the next 8 episodes, we're going to have 21 racers, 21 entrepreneurs who are going to be battling it out for that big prize. Now, we've selected them from a rather rigorous process all over the country, and they're here today to show us, well, their best. That's right, they're going to battle it out in speed and business acumen, in just how good they are in terms of leadership. And of course, they get that big prize, yes, the big league that we're talking about, that they will drive into. The logo of their company, their baby, goes on to race with the best. That's right, it goes on to the Vodafone McLaren Mercedes car. So that's a very big prize for these guys indeed. Very cool. So what are we waiting for? Let's go to the starting grid. Well, our first racer, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's welcome into the studio, onto the starting grid, Mr. Shishir Kapoor, Director, MLK Exports. Next on the grid, we have Ashish Kansal, who is Executive Director of SM Group. And finally, we have Mr. S. Rajkumar, who is the Chief Operations Officer and Director of Sequel Logistics. Well, before they start racing off, before they put their foot down on that accelerator, let's show you and them the rule book.
The race consists of 3 laps. At the end of each lap, the entrepreneurs will be marked on a 100-point scoreboard by the mentors. The entrepreneurs must answer the questions within a stipulated time. The winner of today's race will also qualify for the grand finale, apart from walking away with some exciting enterprise solutions from Vodafone that will help them stay ahead of the curve. Let the race begin.
So that's it, 3 rounds is what they have. 3 laps to show what they're made of, to show their mettle. And of course, the winner gets to race in that grand finale. And of course, going towards a big logo on the side of the car. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Are you guys a little nervous, maybe?
Oh.
No. Just a little bit?
No.
Don't believe a word of what they say. Not right now. We will believe them, of course, when we race in the first lap. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is lap number 1 on the fast track. Well, so now the rules are really simple. Our entrepreneurs get 60 seconds to go around this lap. They have to explain their business to our mentors who are sitting here. So, Shishir, we're going to start with you. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So, could we start? His 60 seconds, please.
Okay. After finishing studies, I had to join my uncles who were in Lucknow, which is famous for handicrafts, and they were exporting basic garments with little bit of embroideries abroad. So when I went abroad, I saw that that product was sold literally in the flea markets. I was shocked. Then I visited some of the big malls, brands. Then I saw that same kind of woven product, but without any embellishment, is being sold there. So from that day, I visualized that this has a great potential and I can innovate this into a great idea. So financially, we were not so sound. So me and my elder brother separated in 2005. And in 7 years of operations, from with just 2 machines, we have 250 machines, all world class. Thank you.
Okay, let's give Shishir a round of applause.
Thank you.
It's not easy being the first one off the grid, but I think you did well, Shishir. Next up, we have Ashish Kansal. Ashish, are you ready to go?
Yep.
Should we start your clock?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ashish's 60 seconds start now.
SM Group is a manufacturing industry with manufacturing crucial items for the defense and for our Indian armed forces. Our primary products include combustible cartridge cases, which goes into the ammunition for the Indian Army. We are into manufacturing of ceramics, which we are one of the 5 manufacturers in the world. These are high-end ceramics used for high-end applications. And we have thereafter expanded into applications of these ceramics, which include bulletproofing of vehicles, aircrafts, and also high-end commando forces. I graduated of IIT Delhi, and thereafter looked at the business where we could have our own niche. And it took me 4 years of R&D and development to come up with this ceramic, which was just being manufactured by 4 companies around the world. We were the 5th one and the first one in Asia to start manufacturing of this ceramic. And I started to build the business on this ceramic.
And you finished with 1 second still left on the clock. Well done, Ashish. Just a quick health and safety question. You're not carrying any of these weapons with you today, are you?
No.
Just for the audience. Just so they know who to vote for later. So don't worry, Ashish has come unarmed today. Well, that was Ashish's 60-second lab, managing to get that in right in the last second. And we're going to go with our final contestant now in round 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. S. Rajkumar, sir, are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, you are. The time starts now.
Yes, I'm Rajkumar, the founder, director, and CEO of Sequel Logistics. Sequel Logistics is into critical logistics domain, which primarily handles products which are extremely important and sensitive, and also important from a customer service point of view. We've organized ourselves into different verticals to address each of these segments. The first one is Sequel Secure, where we move gems and jewelries, bullions, for 200 jewelers across the country in India, and also for a few banks. The second segment is Sequel Life Care, where we move the life science products. These includes cord blood cells, biological samples, clinical trials. These needs to be moved within 24 to 36 hours of the babies being born in the hospital to these storage locations across the country. So we do that. We also lined up 2 other segments which are ready for the future.
Okay, time up for Mr. S. Rajkumar. This is what we're going to do now. While our mentors are giving scores to our 3 contestants, we also have an audience which comprises of B School students. So let's see how they do, because they are our future entrepreneurs, future executives in corporate India. So let's see whose presentation they found the most impressive. So if you could pick up your voting pads, please press 1 for Shishir, 2 for Ashish, and 3 for S. Rajkumar, and we'll put the scores up on the screen in just a second. Let's have a look at who got the percentage, larger percentage of the votes. Could we have the votes on the screen, please? Okay, 50% for Ashish, you got 29% for Shishir, and 21% for Raj. Don't worry, that's just our audience. They don't count for anything. It's our mentors who count more. I'm just joking, you guys count as well. But let's see how our all-important mentors, the 4 of them sitting there, have rated our 3 contestants at the end of lap 1. Could we have the scores on the screen, please? You have 60 for Shishir, 54 for Ashish, and 69 for Raj. Let's give them a round of applause. Well done. Basically, you've seen that our mentors are not in agreement with our young audience which is sitting here. In fact, it's just the opposite from what they thought. But that's fine. They're still close enough together, so this race could be anybody's. We're going to jump to lap 2, but after this short little pit stop so they can re-strategize. We'll be right back on Vodafone Drive to the Big League States. Welcome back to Vodafone Drive into the Big League on ET Now. At the end of the first lap, we have S. Rajkumar, who's in the lead. But the other 2 racers don't need to worry, because we still have 2 more racy laps that are still left for them to catch up and get that spot in that grand finale. But right now, let's jump into lap 2. This one is called Mastering the Bends. Okay, so what you got in lap 1 was actually the straight. That was the straight of the race where you can just sort of pedal to the metal. You can just keep going as fast as you want. This one, is where the bends come into the circuit. And that's where our mentors come in. They will come in with a few curveballs at our three contestants, and we'll see how well they negotiate them. So let's go to our mentors. Who's got the first question?
Shishir, so next year, what is your target in terms of business?
Sir, last year we started expanding and we have completed our expansion plans. So obviously if the order flow, which is very good right now, if it continues like that, I think we will be growing by 28% again.
So at this pace of growth of 25 to 30% per annum, when will you be number one in your industry?
Sir, our product is a niche product. It cannot be produced en masse, otherwise
That's
it
okay.
will
When will
kill
you be
the
number
product.
one in your industry?
In our industry, I think I will make it in next 5 years to the top 10.
So which means what size of business?
Say 60 to 70 crore rupees.
And what market share?
It would be somewhere around 2 to 3% only.
Shishir, how would you define your industry? What business are you in?
So we are into woven garment manufacturing and exports.
What I see is a contradiction. You're saying you're a niche player. When you call yourself a niche player, then it must be very clearly definable. And when I ask you for the industry, you're giving me garments and handicrafts, and that makes the entire industry. So
Garments,
that's
sir,
where I'm not sure.
Garments that are handicraft based, handcrafted, so it is related. It is not plain ordinary garment. It is garment with added value, so handicraft comes in.
Okay.
Thanks, Shishir. Can we have questions for Ashish, please?
Ashish, I liked your business model, the way you are going. So what is the percentage of R&D that you are spending at the moment?
Close to 10 to 15% of our earnings.
Do you think is sufficient for your business, kind of business and the kind of size you are in?
So what we have done in parallel is that we have taken a technology from an Israeli company which takes us to the next level of this ceramics.
Right.
And then we become the only industry in the world to have that kind of a technology to produce this product. That is where I am able to make that extra money, which will then be utilized to further fuel my own R&D efforts.
And that is my other concern. Are you chasing growth? Are you chasing profits?
The profit making is not coming out very well as of today is because we have just, sales was one thing which we had missed while we were doing our R&D efforts, while we were developing our products. We had missed onto the sales strategy. We didn't actually do anything which concerned the sales strategy. We were more concentrated on developing a product which was a niche product. Profits is not something which I'm chasing to start with. I'm chasing the right products and the right business, and profits will come by with the kind of products we are manufacturing.
So what is the ambition of your business?
To be the leaders in these critical products which we have started manufacturing. We want to be producing the best in the world.
What is the biggest hitch to scale up?
The biggest hitch to scale up in the ammunition is the government regulations. They don't allow us to do exports.
Look at him, we're getting shooting questions at him, but he's got his bulletproof shield on, hasn't he? Yeah?
In fact, yeah.
Try it on yourself first. That's excellent. Well, we have our final contestant, S. Rajkumar. Mentors, questions for him.
What percentage of the market are you having in your business?
In terms of market share in the jewelry market, it's typically about 20%. If you look at the second segment, which is the life care segment, we are still at the entry level. We are doing about 2,000 shipments.
All the big boys are getting into this sector. There's going to be tremendous amount of action. They're going to come with tons of money. So as a company that is as small as you are, you might be very competent. How do you see yourself dealing with this competition?
Primarily, we are having identified critical logistics. It inherently doesn't involve volume, right? It actually involves the value, the kind of service that you offer. So this immediately negates the kind of volume-based advantage that the big players have.
Your numbers don't make sense. Why aren't you extracting value out of your business?
We are extracting. That's what I'm coming to. For
The
example,
numbers are not showing that.
Why is your EBITDA so low is a question. When you do
EBITDA even, I'm worried about your cash flows even.
profitability, why is it so low?
See, that's primarily because of the kind of investments which goes into putting up a secured network.
No,
Our
no.
network is completely owned by us.
Investments shouldn't come into your EBITDA, net profit and cash flows.
Correct. So, a couple of things. One is in the last 3 to 4 years, looking at the kind of category that we are in, we are primarily targeting growth. We are primarily targeting the market share.
That's all
in
fine.
terms of
The question is very specific. Where is the money to fund growth?
Well, Well, our mentors seem to have one problem, which is Raj's company is getting the growth year on year, but somehow the profitability, those numbers are not really impressing them. But let's see how they've impressed our B School audience. That is the end of Lab 2. We're going to, of course, mark them in 2 steps. First, of course, our B School audience that's sitting here. Let's see how impressed they were. They heard the questions. They heard the answers. There were some twisty bends in this lab. Let's see who they think negotiated this the best. So guys, if you're ready, while our mentors do their judging, we request you to pick up your voting pads. 1 for Shishir, 2 for Ashish and 3 for Raj. And while our audience is scoring and while our mentors also putting in their score, Kavita, I'm going to ask you to multitask a little bit here. And I know you have a technology question for all our 3 contestants. So if you could go ahead and ask that now.
So quickly, just wanted to check with you that communications and communication solutions really help scale up and drive into the big league. And you must have seen the solutions that a company like Vodafone also would give you. Which solutions would typically help your business the most?
Actually, the location tracker is a very interesting product. Now, these are used for tracking the shipments, vehicles, people, which essentially forms a part of our operations as well.
Ashish?
I would say conferencing and collaboration, that seems to be a more interesting tool for us. So if we have a dedicated number to us, that gives a more professional look to the way these things are being done right now.
Shishir?
Shishir, right?
Without internet, we cannot do anything. Biggest problem out there is the connectivity, the bandwidth, which we don't get at high speed, assured speed. But I hope if Vodafone can provide some solutions.
Well, there you go. I'll tell you one thing, Kavita, location tracker is what my ex-girlfriend wanted to put on me. So don't sell it to her for sure. Well, right now our audience has voted for their favorite racer, their favorite competitor. 40% of the audience with Shishir, 54% with Ashish, and only 6% impressed with Raj in that round. Now remember, in the last round at the end of lap 1, we saw that our audience was going north and our mentors were going south with their scores. It was absolutely the opposite. Let's have a look if the same has happened in the end of lap 2 or not. Mentors, have you locked your scores in? Yes. Let's have a look at their scores on the screen. Well, there you go. Very close between Shishir and Ashish. And yet again, our audience is at loggerheads with our mentors, but it's their scores that count. So Raj is still in the lead after lap 2. Let's give him a round of applause. Well done, Raj. Well, there's still one more lap to do. One more little pit stop. Let them gather their breath. Let them hydrate themselves again. We'll be right back on Vodafone Drive into the Big League on ET Now. Stay with us. Welcome back to Vodafone Drive into the Big League on ET Now. Well, we're 2 laps down in this race. We still have the one final lap to go. We have S. Rajkumar, who's in the lead after 2 laps. Let's give him a round of applause. But I wouldn't advise him to rest easy, because if he looks in his rearview mirror, he'll see that Ashish and Shishir are very close behind him. So this is the final lap. I'll tell you what happens here. We're going to ask them all the same question. We'll give them a multiple choice for the answer. There's no right or wrong here. They basically have to choose what their answer is. After they choose their answer, they have to lock it in. You can't change it after that. And then is when the judges will grill you just a little more. Just in case you felt you're a little undone, they're going to make sure that it's completely finished by the end of it. So time for lap 3. We call it the winning spirit. So gentlemen, if you're ready, we're going to show you the question. You're going to have multiple choices for the answer. Choose wisely. On the screens for their question, please. As your business grows, what one area would you focus on? Your choices: A, corporate social responsibility, CSR; B, corporate governance; C, employee perks; D, innovation; E, diversification. So our 3 contestants have locked in their choices. We have them here on the screen for you. Let's have a look at what they've chosen. Okay, Shishir has chosen corporate governance, Ashish has chosen innovation, and Raj has also chosen corporate governance. Mentors, it's over to you. You can choose who you want to grill first.
Okay, I'll start with Ashish. What is one innovation which you have done in your organization which you have patented?
We haven't patented anything, sir, as yet.
What is it that you will patent in the next 1 year?
The technology which we have licensed, it's a patented technology already.
Okay. So what is your entry barrier for other companies to enter into your business?
Criticality of the process, sir.
What are your sources of innovation?
Sir, primarily for the defense sector, there are two places which we went. One is the DRDO, which allows us to get into the trial modes. All these defense products have to be trialed, and you necessarily do not have the practical trial applications with you.
I am looking at the sources of innovation. Where do you take the company to the next level? Because this innovation will easily become a commodity. A Chinese company will come in and take your business away. How do you look at the next test curve?
We have tie-ups with the international laboratories. We are doing a lot of R&D with them, jointly with them.
That is what my question
And
was.
now what we have done is, since we have the expenditure base with us, we are actually installing many of these instruments, we are one of the first ones to get these instruments into India.
That is Ashish's answer. We have time up on that. We have Shishir and Raj both who chose corporate governance. I'll leave it to the mentors to decide who they want to quiz first.
Raj, why corporate governance, especially in industry like yours, which is so niche and requires such secure delivery?
The reason for choosing corporate governance is keeping in mind the long-term aspect of the company. I think we need a very, very good, fair, transparent, accountable framework for the company.
Why would you not choose growth over governance at this point in time, at the life stage that your company is in right now?
We are seeing growth. You know, the figures are there in terms of the actual business growth and the revenues that we've seen. In the last 4 years, we've actually been, close to doubling our business year on year.
Growth in top line is actually could be suicidal if growth in EBITDA isn't there.
Correct.
So what Professor had asked, the operating margins aren't good.
Can growth, corporate governance, innovation, can it come together?
It can, and I think it should. That's our objective as well. We do innovations, we do customer service, but from a long-term perspective, as the company is growing fast,
Fair enough.
we feel we need to
Shishir,
have.
why have you chosen corporate governance?
Sir, every business has to come out of person-centric and has to become people-centric.
So is this the meaning of corporate governance for you?
So, making big...
Let's be very specific. No? Corporate
Okay.
governance we are talking
So-
of. Do you employ child labor?
No, not at all.
How do you ensure that any of the organization which is working with you doesn't employ child labor?
We have regular inspections by SGS, Intertech, and companies from abroad also come and inspect, and they are fully satisfied.
Give
With
me one example where you have left business because of corporate governance issues.
Brazil,
What happened?
they asked for under-invoicing.
And you did not do it.
I don't need to. I already have so much business. Why should I run after it?
Well done. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to our three contestants. Give them a round of applause. That was a tricky lab. So as you know, two of them chose corporate governance, and of course, Ashish had chosen innovation, talking about stopping a bullet and even surprising commandos. No, you're not surprising anyone. We've seen Rajnikant. He can stop a bullet better than anyone. Well, right now, let's see who has caught that bullet, who has bitten that bullet. We're going to first ask our B School audience to judge their performances at the end of lap 3. So we're going to ask you to choose 1, 2 and 3. They're a little worried right now because in the last 2 laps they've got it just the opposite. All right, so let's see how the popular vote went with our B School audience here. 3 contestants, can we have the score on the screen, please? Well, 47% for Shishir, 38% for Ashish, and 15% for Raj. But what matters is what our mentors thought after that third lap of grilling, and boy, it really was a grilling round. So let's have a look at the final scores at the end of lap 3. Remember, only one gets to go through to the grand finale. Here are the final scores. Well, there you go. We have in third position Shishir with 57 points, Ashish in second position with 59 points, and S. Rajkumar is the winner of today's episode with 66 points. Congratulations, Raj. I'd like to request Kavita Nair, who's here from Vodafone, to kindly come up and give a few gifts to our 3 contestants. You get a little enterprise solution from Vodafone. It's called Office in a Box. So with the real estate prices going up, I think it's just a really handy thing to have, right? So Raj, of course, goes into the grand finale, but we still have many more races to go, many more laps to go around, because remember, the grand prize that they're going for, their logo, the logo of their company on that beautiful Vodafone McLaren Mercedes car when those cars come down to race in India at the end of October. So that's the grand prize that they're going for. Thank you so much for watching Vodafone Drive into the Big League on ET Now. We'll see you again on the next episode with 3 fresh contestants. Goodbye.